I'd like the most popular home video game system ever.
Ah, the system you want is the Atari 2600.
That's so fast. I want a system that can play hundreds of games.
Oh, then what you want is the Atari 2600.
But I'd like the system that can also play educational games for my children.
Then what you want is the Atari 2600.
Fine, but I want a real low price.
Oh, the Atari 2600 is priced incredibly low.
That's what I want.
The Atari 2600.
Now with its new exciting games at a new low price.
When most people think of Atari games, they picture fast, colorful arcade titles like Space Invaders or Pac-Man. But in 1979, Atari released something totally unexpected, a quiet, strategic, almost intimidating game, Videochess. A digital chess program on hardware that could barely draw a full screen of graphics. Many people at that time didn't think the console could handle something this complex. So how did this game even work, and why does it matter? We chose Videochess because it represents a moment when video games began to intersect with bigger cultural conversations, especially around artificial intelligence, intellectual skill, and growing power of home computers. It isn't flashy, but it changed what people believed games and machines were capable of. The argument of our group makes it that video chess transformed a traditional intellectual board game into a digital experience that reshaped how players thought about intelligence, strategy, and technology. Even though it's simple by today's standards, it played an early role in shaping both technological direction of video games and cultural ideas about AI.
The Atari 2600 had just come out in 1977, and it completely changed the vibe around gaming. Suddenly, video games weren't just these loud arcade machines in malls, they were coming into people's living rooms. Families were literally plugging entertainment into their TVs for the first time. So there was this huge excitement around what home tech could do. But there was also a lot of nervous energy around computers at that time. People were starting to see automation at work, early forms of programming, punch cards, and everyone was asking, are computers going to start doing things what humans can do? Scholars like Langdon Winner talk about how new technologies always come with cultural anxieties, and the 1970s were full of them. And this is where chess becomes really important. Chess wasn't just a game, it was seen as a symbol of human intelligence. If you were good at chess, it meant you had strategy, logic, and discipline. So the idea of putting chess onto a machine in 1979, that was a big deal. It tapped right into those questions about artificial intelligence long before AI was something normal. So basically when Atari released Videochess, they weren't just releasing another game. They were basically saying, hey, look, this little home console can play one of the smartest games in the world against you. And for a lot of people, that wasn't just fun, it was kind of mind-blowing. It made computers feel intelligent, or at least like they were trying to be. So in the cultural moment of 1970s, new home tech, excitement about the future, fear of smart machines, that's where Videochess fits right in. It wasn't just a digital version of a board game, it represented a shift in how people thought about computers, intelligence, and what games could do. And that's why understanding this moment really helps us see why Videochess had such a big influence on digital culture later on.
Released in November 1979, this title was written by Larry Wagner and Bob Whitehead and brought the full game of chess to a home video game console. A bold move when most of the games were about shooting aliens or racing cars. What makes it stand out? First, the Atari 2600 was very limited. Just 128 bytes of RAM and only a few sprites per scan line. To pull this off, the programmers developed a clever Venetian blind technique, alternating rows of pixels so they could display all 8 pieces per row even within the hardware limits. Also, the cartridge pushed technical boundaries. While many games were just 2 kilobytes or 4 kilobytes, the prototype of Videochess experimented with bank-switched ROMs, though the final version shipped at 4 kilobytes. It supported full chess rules like castling and en passant, and offered 8 levels of difficulty, with the hardest level sometimes taking hours for the computer to respond. In terms of market position, Videochess was priced around 40 USD, quite steep for a console cart at the time, and it was aimed at a more cerebral audience, not just casual gamers. This shows Atari's ambition to expand the console beyond simple arcade fun into real game experiences. While video chess did not turn console gaming into a chess machine revolution, its innovation in hardware use and cartridge design had ripple effects. So next time you think about evolution of game consoles, remember that even a chess game on the Atari 2600 helped shape how we think about what games can do when hardware is pushed to its limits.
Videochess demonstrated that even with limited hardware performance, this game successfully transformed the traditional physical activity playing chess into a digital experience. This is crucial because it showed the developers that classical board games could be redesigned for electronic platforms, while still retaining their core strategy value. This digitalization process later influenced many other types of games, such as simulation, card, puzzle games. It also changed the business model of game companies, making them realize that traditional games could gain new market value through digitalization.